Okay. So tuples are again a data collection in Python, just like the list, or I would say exactly like the list. Okay. There is a very basic difference between list and tuple is the tuples are immutable. Okay. What does
Okay.
that mean?
Yeah. The elements in the tuples cannot be altered using a function.
Right. So a tuple I have created once, I cannot change the elements of tuple. Okay. Just like list tuples will also have the elements. Like in the list, I had some value 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, like that. Same way, tuples also contain the values or the elements. Same manner, no difference at all. The only way they are different from list is mutable, means I can change one particular element in the list. I can modify one particular element in the list or any particular element in the list. But in the tuples, I cannot modify the elements. Okay, I cannot modify the tuple. That's the difference between your list and tuple. Okay, again, just like list, tuples are also data containers. We can iterate over a tuple using loops. We can access elements from tuple using indexes. Same like list. We can do slicing just like list. So all these things are exactly same as list for tuples. The only difference is I can modify a tuple. Once it is created, it is created. Okay. Now, how do you create a tuple? Okay. We know how to create a list as of now. So list is like, I want to create a list. I will say square brackets, value 1. Maybe we can take our names, Shamant. I'll not forget Kiran. So Ramya and then Kiran. So we have, this is my list. Print li will print the list and print the type of list. So this way you will see this is a variable of list class, or this is a list basically. Okay, I can convert this list into a tuple. Okay, I can convert this list into a tuple. Now, who wants to guess how to do that?
Li li is equal to type function we need to use.
Sorry.
Type function.
Okay. Okay.
Li is equal to type of
Li is equal to type.
type.
No, you are assigning something to li variable. That's not the way. You have used it for
Type directly type variables. Type
no,
equal
no,
to
no.
maybe
Okay. Okay. Converting, or maybe I'll comment it. Converting a list to a tuple. So this is fairly simple. You have done this for integers, floats, strings, and list also. The same way you convert it to tuple. So I'm going to create a new variable
Tuple
called
of
tuple1. Okay, and I'll say tuple. Tuple is a function, or it is actually a constructor of the tuple class that will convert your iterable to tuple. So I have taken a variable tup1 equals tuple function, and I'll pass my list as input. Okay, print tup1, and let's see the class or the type. Okay, so this is how it will convert. So do you see the difference? What is the difference in a tuple and the list? Do you notice anything?
Brackets.
Right. So list uses square brackets and tuples use your parenthesis, the normal parenthesis. Okay.
Yes.
So now you get the hint also how to create a tuple without using a list. How to create a tuple without using a list. So I
Thank
want
you
to
very
create another
much.
list tuple tup2. And if I want to create a tuple, I will use these parentheses and then the elements inside whatever I want to keep. Maybe I can just create a tuple for Shamant, say name, location is Bangalore, age, I think you said 28, right? 28 or 29?
29.
29. And this is one tuple. Okay, so this is how you can create a tuple without using another list or any other object, any other variable. Okay. Now I
Okay.
want to create a tuple of numbers or integers from 1 to 10. How can I do that? I know I can put is parenthesis 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma like that. Okay, but we don't used to do that. What we have done earlier was like maybe I can take li again once again and say list of range of 11, or maybe I can start at 1, comma 11. So this will be a list of numbers from 1 to 10. Now how can I create a tuple of numbers from 1 to 10?
We can the same way we had done for the list.
Okay, so what should I write?
Instead of list, we need to write tuple.
So if
Tup,
I take tup3, another variable, then
tuple and the
tuple,
range of
right, range of 1, comma
1 to
11, like that. Okay,
yeah.
I can print it right here. So tuple works with your range function also. That's what I wanted to just let you know. So they are very, very similar, very much like your list. Now from tup2 tuple, I want to bring out something from the 0th position. So I can say tup0, tup to 0, like this. I can use print. Okay, so what this should print?
1.
No, it will print, let's see, tup2 it is, this one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it will print Shaman.
Right. The same way you can probably print all the indexes, right? So is it exactly same like your list?
Yeah.
Just the representation is slightly different.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ramya, you will tell me how to iterate over this tuple2, tup2. Iterate a tuple using for loop. Tell me,
For I
Shamir,
in range
Ramya.
of
Yeah, for I
for
in,
in range
no, I won't use range.
tuple to tuple.
for I in range, for I in tup2. Yep.
Mm.
Print I.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So iterating over the tuple is exactly same like your list. So if you're good with list, you're actually good with tuple already. And if you ask me where do you need tuple, probably you don't need it if you can use list. Okay. The only place you would like to use a tuple is when you don't want the data inside the tuple to be unchanged. Okay. So here we have seen this print statement with the indexes. The negative indexes also work the same way as they used to work for the list. Okay. So negative indexes are also same. So even strings are same. If you know strings well, you are good with list. If you are good with list, you are good with tuples. Okay. Now, tell me, how can I create a tuple with one single element? I want to create a tuple with single element. Let's take tup4. Now, how can I create this? Suppose I just want to create a tuple with Python. I want to put Python in that.
Yeah. Can we use append function?
No, append is not there in tuple.
Count methods are made. Count.
I want to create this one. See, you created this tuple, right?
Yes.
Like this.
Just a normal inside the brackets. You need to just put the. I mean, that's the orthodox way.
So what should I write? Brackets.
Inside the, yeah.
And then whatever element I want.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Print type of tup4. Okay.
Okay. This will give a string, is it?
It will give you a string. See this. So tup4 is printed as a string. So if you want to create a tuple with a single element, okay, provide that element in the brackets and put a comma.
Okay.
That's all. That's all. That will convert it into a tuple. So print tup4. This time it will be printed as a tuple. Okay. So I can concatenate two tuples the same way as you used to do for list. So I can say tup1 plus tup2. Okay. So tup1 and tup2 will be concatenated with each other. Remember, there is no append method here for the tuple. Actually, tuple does not have a lot of methods. So if you want to do anything with the tuple and that requires append, convert your tuple to list, append something, and convert it back to tuple. Okay. Why tuple does not have append? Because tuples cannot be modified. Okay. Here, when I said tup1 and plus tup2, actually I'm concatenating two tuples, but I'm not modifying any one of them. Tup1 and tup2, they are same. They have not changed. If I want to save this result into a different variable, that variable will change. Okay. But tup1 and tup2 will not change. That's why tuples do not have a lot of method. So if you wish, you can check it also. Print dir of tuple. So there are just two methods, I believe. Yeah, count and index, and these are non-modifying methods. They will not modify your tuple. Okay, so if I want, so I have tup2 here. Print tup2, and it has details of Shamant. I want to mention Shamant's hometown, Mysore, in this. What should I do?
To convert it into list.
Okay.
And then use up.
So can we do it in all in one line? So this is called shorthand in Linux. Sorry, Python. We have talked about plus equals, minus equals, division equals, multiplication equals. So those that is also called shorthand. And here, if you write everything in one single line, that is also called shorthand. Can we do it all in one line? Okay, first, what do you need to do? You need to convert it into
list of.
right?
Yeah.
Then what do you need to do? You need to append.
Append.
What? You need to append Mysore, right?
Yeah.
And then what do you want to do? You need to convert this back to tuple.
Yeah.
Done?
Okay. Yeah.
Something is wrong. Okay. Tuple is correct. List of tup2. This thing. This is correct. Dot append. Why is it returning something? Dot append Mysore. Okay, okay. This will return a new list actually. Let me see if tup2 changed here. No, it will not change, right? This will convert, this will return a new list. Home, print, and right, that's why we are getting this none type. Okay, so this one single line thing will not work here. So what you'll have to do, take the list of tup2, here li dot append Mysore, then convert it back to tuple. This will work. Because of this append not returning anything, that will not work here. Okay, so if you want to make any changes in the tuple, you can convert it to list and then make changes and convert it back into a tuple. Okay. I can put two tuples in one tuple like this. Suppose I create a new tuple called tup5. I create a new tuple tup1 comma tup2 like this also, and then print tup5, you'll see two separate tuples being part of the tup5. This is same as list of list. So this is tuple of tuples, right? Inside one tuple, I have two separate tuples. Correct?
Yes.
Tuple of tuples. So yes, we can now see the main property of tuple, which is immutable. So if I want to modify something in tup1 or maybe tup2, so what is my tup2? First, let's print it. Tup2 has Shaman's detail. And suppose Shaman does not want to be in Bangalore, he wants to be in New York. Okay, so let's say tup2 location is at first index and say New York. So this will not work. And that is why tuples are immutable. Now, quickly, if I wanted to do this change, what should I do? Shavan,
Yes.
I want you to have the location as New York. What should I write? So tuples are immutable. That's why it will not allow this item assignment. But I want to change this Bangalore to New York. What should I do?
There is no insert function also, sir.
No, you cannot change anything inside the tuple.
We need to slice it. We need to convert it to list first, and then we
Right.
need to.
Right. Yeah.
Then we need to replace Bangalore with New York.
That's all. That's the only way. Then li 1 is equal to New York. And then tup2 is back tuple of li. Print tup2. Okay. So that's all. That's pretty much everything in the tuple actually. Okay. So you don't need to think a lot about tuples. I think that count and index thing we already know, right? So that's pretty simple. So if I want tup1 dot index, so what did we do for the index?
We
You need to provide the element name and it will return the index value. Okay, so in tup1, Ramya is at first index 1. Okay, or if I want to count any character, so I can say not character, the elements I can give here. So count, I'm counting 1, how many times 1 is present in tup3. Tup3 was those numbers. Okay, so I'm counting for 1, or you can count for anything. You can count for 5. It will also be there for 1 time. Okay, so they are pretty same. If I want, I can take the length of tup3. It will return 10. How many elements are there in the tuple? So length also works the same way. Okay, and if I want, I can delete any tuple. So I want to delete tup3, and okay, that's it. If I now try to access tup3, I will get a name error. Okay, name tup3 is not defined. It's a name error. Fine.
Yes.
So that's pretty much about tuples. I will see if I have any programs for tuples that you guys can try. So I'll share. Otherwise, there is nothing much. Okay.
Okay.
So tomorrow we will do set. So sets are exactly same as your set theory that you would have studied in your school. Venn diagrams, set theory, intersection, union, all those things. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll keep it here and